Go. Hi guys, today we were going to be presenting. My team consists of myself, Chad, David, Stefan, and Eric. Where we are at. Autonomous trucks are similar to any regular truck. As with any other truck, they have wheels, steering wheel, a seat, and windows. There are, however, 5 different levels to automated vehicles. Level 1 requires a driver to control the vehicle's speed and steering. Level 2 is partially automated, therefore the steering and speed are regulated by the driver and is still in control of the vehicle. Level 3 is conditional automation, which allows the vehicle to make decisions on situations such as passing a slow vehicle, braking, etc. Level 4 is high automation, therefore the vehicle can automate on its own in different situations. Level 5 is fully automated, allowing the vehicle to operate independently without the driver. Following the release of self-driving cars, autonomous trucks have shortly been introduced. The debut of automated trucks required very complex and precise algorithms dictating every decision and movement made by the truck. Automated trucks were easier to design compared to automated cars because they often followed straight, fixed routes for long periods of time. Technology now created for autonomous trucks include multiple HD cameras that can see up to 100 meters ahead, which is 4 times the range of a car. They are capable of steering on their own, changing lanes, and controlling the speed. Automated trucks use their brakes less often and are steadier in their lane compared to driver-assisted trucks, which helps cut fuel costs. The automated trucks available have 360-degree sensors allowing them to interpret their surroundings. The trucks are capable of moving autonomously, both empty or loaded with material. Several companies are focused on launching a Level 4 automated truck by 2024 with the goal to have no driver.
Freight trucks have currently reached a maximum of SAE Level 4, with the SAE Level 4 being obtained by Uber Truck Test Run, meaning that they're not currently at the full point of full autonomy. SAE Level 4 means the vehicle can operate in specific conditions, with Level 5 having the ability to operate in any such conditions. These conditions range from designated roadways and highways to weather and road conditions. We will explore several instances that are holding back automation from reaching that SAE Level 4 and above. First off is the driving conditions of the trucks, as freight trucks in southern, warmer climates can express less deviation of road quality. But as you start to have trucks operate in northern cold climates, you deal with roads that are drivable and safe in the warmer months of the year, and full of ice and snow in the winter months. Driving in colder climates appear to be less of a priority for vehicle automation companies, as their vehicles tend to be produced and tested in the southern climates, creating a potential blind spot for expansion into the more northern regions, where harsher weather is more common. With weather conditions in the equation, even if a truck is navigating without any other vehicles present, the behavior of the vehicle must be able to adapt constantly throughout its trip, in accordance with the road's conditions. The most notable weather conditions are the possibility of snow or ice on the roadways. Snowy conditions could be easily spotted by a human operator, who will then make the correct adjustments to their speed to safely continue. But if the greatest risk still occurs when the roads are covered in ice, as it is harder to spot by human operators. Freight trucks must therefore be equipped with the ability to detect such road conditions from the data recorded, adjust their driving speed and behavior to a safer level. Bad weather, however, can do more than just impact the roads, and there is the potential for sensors to be impeded by falling snow or frozen over by ice. If the sensors on the vehicle are damaged or impaired, this can decrease the ability of the vehicle to recognize the conditions of the road or even the positions of other vehicles, putting the truck and those around it at risk. The other factors to be considered is the aspect of their size. While standard vehicles have a reasonably small size to them, which allows for safe turning inline switching, while freight trucks have a much larger size to them, particularly in their length. This presents challenges when performing normal driving tasks like turning and changing lanes. When a freight truck is turning, it still experiences the same forces as a normal vehicle, centrifugal momentum, but now it is being applied to a much longer surface, if carrying a trailer, which can add up to additional 48 to 53 feet. This greatly increases the complexity of automated turning in such vehicles, as the main unit must be aware of all its factors: the length, the speed, the degree of the turn, the surrounding vehicles around it, perform the actions reliably and safely. Improper speeds around corners can then result in too much force being applied to the trailer, resulting in the truck skidding and jackknifing, causing potential harm to those around the truck. In the occurrence of a truck losing control, the factors involved can be very different than a standard vehicle. Behavior of the freight truck in the event of losing control has the added factor of the trailer that it is pulling. No longer is it simply concerning the main cab of the vehicle, but the large amount of weight that the trailer contains. As illustrated in the following figure, the event of a skid, the trailer loses control and is now in a swing of motion, while the main cab is attempting to regain control. This presents a safety issue to both the driver and any other vehicles on the road. Rather than just trying to overcome the skid, a truck must also now deal with the weight of the trailer being pulled about as the trailer is attempting to regain control. These factors will have to be considered when determining how autonomous vehicles overcome losing control. While SAE Level 3 and below still have a human operator to take control in such conditions, human element cannot be present to achieve higher levels of automation. So these emergency situations must be handled entirely autonomously. Loading and offloading of cargo might prove to be one of the trickier constraints on the ability for a fully autonomous delivery system. And loading at specific destinations, such as the transportation between standardized warehouses of the same company, could be realistic, as the process for loading and offloading are repeatable, with no variation. Once you add in deliveries to non-standardized warehouses, owned by different companies, you can end up with variation to the dock height and the dock location. These variations are simply adjusted by hand when the human operator is present, but can prove to be a challenge for an autonomous vehicle to adjust to on the fly. Trucks must also ensure that they're secure when at the loading dock, that they do not attempt to leave until everything has been safely loaded and unloaded. Failure to do so would result in possible danger to the operators that are loading or offloading the truck cargo. It adds another layer of difficulty to the automation problem, as we're no longer just concerned with where the vehicle is within space, but ensuring that it's at the correct elevation and ensuring the timing of the vehicle's operations are predictable and safe.
Being a relatively new concept, self-driving trucks have plenty of room for improvement. Currently, with an SAE automation level of 4, these vehicles still need to rely on human interaction to complete their tasks. To make it to the 5th level, improvements need to be made, and depending on what region of the world they are to be used in, their challenges will differ. When used in a southern climate, more sensors could be added to the cab as well as to the trailer to improve their spatial awareness. By improving their sensing ability, the trucks would be more able to maintain its lane while avoiding collisions with other vehicles on the roadway. More sensors would also aid the vehicle while it is backing up to a loading dock by allowing it to get a clearer view of its surroundings and reduce its risk of colliding with the wall. It would also enable it to detect when a person is standing behind and know when to stop and allow them to raise the loading dock to match with the truck. When the same changes are made to a vehicle in the northern climate, problems arise. With harsher winter weather, snow, ice, and salt often build up on windshields and can impair the vision of sensors meant to guide the vehicles. This could be fixed by incorporating a cleaning system that is able to detect when the sensor is blocked that would then wipe the lens clear, similar to how a person blinks. The most significant change would be to increase the efficiency and reliability of the truck would be to improve the infrastructure along the intended transportation routes. Not only would this improve the fuel mileage, it would also allow more data to be recorded along roadways, which could be used to monitor traffic flow. This information could then be used to restructure roadways to ease congestion and modify shipping schedules to avoid areas that become busier during certain times of the day.
Could arise from improvements. As we know so far, the truck is still at its concept phase of a fully automated autonomous truck, also known as hand-free driving without a driver. It is unclear as to how it will be translated into reality with all the issues laid out and improvements mentioned throughout this presentation. In exploring further on the potential issues that could arise with the improvements of the autonomous commercial truck, we can also take into factor the means at which the vehicle will be able to operate without a driver. The challenge at the moment is how developed the hardware and software it really is for the automated truck to be smart enough to safely handle all situations that may run into. For instance, the truck being able to maneuver obstacles and perform essential tasks without requiring any external influence, such as the driver, to take control. Regardless, it is important to consider the context and the fact that any tractor built after 2013 can be modified or retrofitted into an autonomous truck, which enables the technology to be fully adaptable at an increasingly rapid rate. Before that occurs, it is unsure when and how the truck will be 100% operatable without any truck driver. So fully automated autonomous truck will ultimately need to be adapted at 4 key tasks. The first task, it would need to understand the environment around them by utilizing the current radar system. Second task is it would need to understand why the people they encounter on the road are behaving the way they are. And the third task is deciding on how to respond. It is quite difficult to come up with the rule of thumb for 4-way stop signs that works every single time, so this function needs to be considered. And the last task will be communicating with other people.
So now we must answer the question, is it a good idea to replace a traditional commercial truck driver with an autonomous truck, capable of getting to its destination, providing tracking updates, and properly loading and unloading cargo? Assuming we can continue to innovate autonomous vehicle technology to properly solve the discussed problems and dangers that commercial trucks experience, it would be well worth it to use autonomous commercial trucking. By automating the process, the company would save money on the salary of a traditional driver, cut costs from vehicle repairs and gas due to a hypothetically perfect AI driver. It would eliminate the concern for human errors such as incorrect deliveries, missed items, etc. These trucks could also drive 24 hours per day without breaks other than for fuel, improving the number of possible deliveries achieved in a day. In 2020, we are not yet at this reality as we still need to handle problems such as the ever-changing road conditions, feedback uncertainty from a large trailer, and the variation of different loading docks and processes. These are all complex problems to simulate in an automated process as they require feel for the vehicle and the situation. The deliveries companies such as UPS, US Express, and Navstar, and many more have been investing in autonomous trucking companies to advance the technology and research towards self-driving commercial vehicles due to the cost benefit that this would produce for the companies. In conclusion, it would be well worth it to use autonomous commercial trucking once the technology reaches the point for a safe, reliable operation. Thank you everyone for watching our presentation on commercial trucking.